What the hell? This was a really good April Fool's joke by Valve. I salute them. Hilarious. We're getting the update today, right? Regardless, the blue ball of the century continues. What Valve dropped instead makes me angry, but does have some implications on the future of the game. Not from just what was explicitly added, but what was in the game files themselves, which has been happening over the last few days. And it does hint at some of the things we were speculating at and potentially could come true. Fun week. Now, we cover this live on Twitch. If you want to check it out tonight, we'll be there. We just sit there and all kind of empathize with one another, question why we couldn't have just been Valorant players. But I would like to extend my gratitude for the support on the Twitch live stream. We had like 200 viewers, which is cool as hell. Thank you. Now, I shared my thoughts on the stream in which I thought that the update, if it did come, would come on Tuesday or Thursday, which is today. And that's because it's kind of just general business malpractice to publish or release things on a Wednesday, not on a Wednesday, on April Fool's Day, because no one obviously wants their product launch or update to be confused with a joke, right? You're just gonna have less people believe it's true and then, subsequently hop on the game. Last year, they did this by releasing the update on March 31st, 2025, right? And considering the Armory was released on October 1st, 6 months directly would be April 1st. So the only reasoning for releasing on March 31st is that, they just don't want to get their update confused with a joke. Well, that was confirmed on Tuesday because we didn't get any explicit updates, but we did get changelogs into the game's files, and we were able to dig around and see what was found. And that created the initial hype wave, right? First order on the books was the animations for pets, basically all but in the game now, right? We have third-person animations of the dude, like, petting the chicken, fucking holding it like a gun. I don't know, it's a pet. It looks like it's going to be a pre-game, post-game type of thing where you're holding the pet, like, in that weird animation thing where they like I guess it'll be like an emote. So I think this is the best case scenario for the pet system, right? And it's a new cosmetic that people can fawn over for the next year or so, but it doesn't directly, obstruct gameplay. You're not gonna have to worry about the FPS issues and all that bullshit. You don't have to worry about your urban masked golden shepherd getting fucking off in the skull, so that's always good. But beyond that, they also had about 5 to 6 lines of string text that pretty much guaranteed the Armory collections are at least in the game, right? It had like workshop event, spy tech, workshop event, arabesque. There was one that said none, which I guess could be either a Valve third collection or the pets themselves. We don't know yet, obviously. But that's the final nail in the coffin, right? I mean, they've been radio silent. We couldn't have predicted that. But with those lines of text in the game, I mean, we can pretty much expect it to come soon. I do still think it comes tonight, right? I mean, next week at the latest. So if you have your Armory position still there, sit tight. I mean, a lot of them dipped yesterday because people were furious and patient. So it's a good opportunity to purchase more. And you boys got to learn to love the journey, not the destination. But those Tuesday changelogs were further iterated upon on Wednesday. And it first started with a little bit of Valve fucking with us on Twitter, right? Changing their Twitter banner for only a few minutes, but leading a lot of people to believe something was coming that night. And something did come. So at this point, the community's hyped, right? It's coming. Valve made the changelogs yesterday. Valve's teasing shit on their Twitter, right? This shit's coming right now. An electric release to the update, right? They launch it right as the rocket launches from Florida last night, which, by the way, is fucked up. It's like an abusive relationship. You can't even watch a rocket launch. You can't even watch Feats of Humanity anymore without them fucking with us. And boy, did they fuck with us. They released an update, just not the one that, we wanted. I mean, this one's good, don't get me wrong, but not the one we wanted. Now, before we get into the depths of the overhaul and the code that was found within the game, not added to the game yet, the most prominent change, I think, in terms of this channel would be the Polysoup M4A4 from the graphic design collection. Now, this one received the biggest overhaul in terms of visual upgrades, or not necessarily upgrades, more so reversions, going back to what it looked like previously, which is the hollow effect on the little rock crystal thing on the, main part of the gun, and one on the back part of the stock. Right, it got its signature shine back and the market reacted immediately. It went from around $55 on the Steam market to as high as $110, and it has since pulled back to around $90 so far. Now, I would not purchase the M4 Polysoup outright, right? Never a good thing to buy on hype. If you had one, congratulations. If you didn't, don't worry about it. There is some lag and some gap to take advantage of here. And that is, of course, your fillers. Right, the M4 Polysoup carries a 0 to 0.64 float cap, meaning that if your Polysoup is under 0.04, it'll probably carry a little bit more value. And most fillers work here. The XM, I believe, has to be under 0.06. The SG and SCAR 20 are going to be your best plays here because they can be minimal wear and trade up. They just have to be under a very, very small threshold, right? Also, that MP7 Astro Lob, if you've been holding some of those. I have around 50 of these bad boys from the original trade up update, and they sit around $8 right now. I haven't checked their price yet. I'm sure they moved up a tad bit to reflect the M4 Polysoup, but there still is a gap elsewhere, right? If the M4 Polysoup is $110 and any of your factory new blues are under $11 that are, within the range to trade up to a factory new Polysoup, well, that blue's underpriced, right? You take the price, you divide it by 10. If there are blues in factory new underneath that price, that's going to be a decent play because the Polysoup will move down, that blue will move up, or it'll hit an equilibrium at which it is 10 to 1 price point, right? And that's the floor. It's not necessarily going to be that price because there is aesthetic demand that drives demand in this economy, but there also is fundamental demand, and that is going to maintain a 10 to 1 ratio at the very least. And speaking of skins, buying fillers at great prices, check out UU Skins, today's sponsor. If you're looking to purchase skins in CS2 and you're not using UU Skins, you're doing yourself a disservice. UU Skins offers direct marketplace access to Chinese sellers, allowing you to purchase skins for yourself or for arbitrage, in which no one in the West has pretty much ever seen before. UU Skins has the biggest inventory I've ever seen in terms of listings, which means you can shop for sticker crafts, you could shop for charm patterns, and not have to worry about them not having what you want. They've also added the Happy Shop feature, which allows you to redeem points daily and by doing different tasks in order to redeem skins for free. And if you take a look at the catalog, they're pretty good. Good prices, good floats, like they're giving you some primo stuff there. I would not skip out on the Happy Shop. It's there, it's free, it takes one click. Try it out yourself. Now, the Polysoup update was fun. It created a little bit of market action that we've been missing over the past week or so, but that's not even close to the biggest part of the update, right? The biggest part, obviously, is the release of the Animgraph 2 beta. And this is a complete overhaul to the third-person animations within the game. Most notably, it's a beta. We don't get beta builds for CS. They kind of just release shit, as we saw with the Reload update. So obviously, it has its fair share of bugs, which is a good thing that I think they released it in the beta. But this is CS2's real first step into becoming its own, structured, nice game, right? CSGO had the same problem where it was, pretty poorly received when it first came out. And over time, it became a well-respected game. CS2 is following that same exact pattern, and that's fine with me. Mind you, this is a beta. Now, every time I launch it, it crashes. I can't play it. But there is videos online that will showcase, the basic gist of what's going on. Now, in general, on the game side, third-person animations are a little bit more static. They're a little bit more predictable, which is good. It's a competitive game. There's less sway, models are more grounded, and one of the most frustrating parts of CS2 when compared to CSGO directly has been addressed. This was something from Go that was dearly missed, and I'm glad that it's back in the game. Now, they also overhauled the drawing and inspecting animations on, third-person animations, right? You can actually see the character pull out the knife now. You can actually see the character cock the gun, and they're all different for each gun, depending on what you're holding. They look very good. They look very fluid. Obviously, they took a lot of time on this, right? The karambit finally is held in third person the same way in which you hold it in first person, which was like, has been a bug since 2013. Kukri knife looks sick as fuck, because of course it does. While this is a visual overhaul, I don't think this will necessarily reflect in any of the prices of the knives. I don't think any knife got worse because you draw it differently in third person, right? You don't see that shit. So I don't think it'll actually directly affect prices, at least in the long term. There might be a short term little bump, but I wouldn't be buying shit based off of third person animations. Now, that's well and good, and the bug testers will bug test the Animgraph 2 beta, but there was a lot of stuff in the code that I think a lot of people were more interested in. And it hints at, the shit that we want in the future, content-wise. The first string of code that was found by data miners Gabe Follower and Aqua is missing, the first of which being paintball decals. Now, if you were paying attention in the last update to the reloading, they also harped on community servers and making them more accessible, easier to join for you and your friends, and they, I guess, intentionally used a picture of a paintball workshop map. Now, I have two theories as to the paintball decals, because the paintball mode itself has these decals already. They're their own thing that CS2 added. So I think A, right, you get a community game mode, paintball, that'd be very fun, right? It's not arms race, it's not deathmatch, which is the worst deathmatch ever, right? Something fun, pass the time, earn some stars, earn some XP, always a welcome addition there. But my second theory, I think also makes a pretty good amount of sense. Hear me out. Now, I think they just add like a paintball mode to the actual game, replacing blood, right? Call of Duty did this. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Best Call of Duty of all time, by the way. Fuck you. Right? It's just a visual toggle, right? Instead of blood coming out, it looks like yellow paint. Now, I think this is good for like newer players so you can see the blood easier, knowing when you're hitting someone, getting feedback because there's no hit markers in the game, whatever. But I don't think it's because of that necessarily. While it will help, I do think it's a direct fuck you to New York's lawsuit in which they allege that the game promotes gun violence. So I do think that addition could be very well possible, right? It kind of makes sense. So it could be a game mode, could be a legal position. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I do think they could do both. That'd be cool, right? But that was the first thing added. The second thing was pick upable and droppable cash. Not that cash, of course. Currency, right? A la Danger Zone. All right, and I think in the same way, the community has been working pretty diligently to recreate Danger Zone as faithfully as possible within community servers. Am I hearing shit? Huh? I hit him. Out of here, bitch! Stop! And I think that Valve could very well take what they've done so far and port it over to CS2 officially and make Danger Zone, right? All they had to do was add the decal of cash to pick up and drop, right? Trackmania, another great game, probably second best game of all time, does the same shit. They're a small dev team. They take a lot of pride in, you know, showing off what the community can do and showing off the maps the community can make because their love and spirit for the game is unpaid. They're doing it for the love of the game. And that's when you get really cool stuff in terms of content, maps, game modes, etc. And Valve doesn't have to devote labor or time to make these modes, meaning that it's a risk-free thing to add. So I think that, you know, them fostering community-made things and then taking them and adding them to the game, giving them recognition, is going to be the best course of action for CS2. I doubt they have too many devs. The game's 40 fucking years old. There really isn't any changes to make. CS has the DNA of a community map built game, right? There was no official servers for a long time. On top of the pick-upable cache, there were pick-upable mags, meaning maybe there's some reversions to the reloading update that were released 2 weeks ago, or it's like a competitive mode only type of thing, right? Where newer players are introduced to the new reloading system by making it a little bit more forgiving. We'll have to wait and see there. Could be a Danger Zone thing again. Now, for the other cache, they hinted at it. They do their signature 2 to 3 replies to people in the comments on their Twitter posts regarding updates. One dude complimented the new animations, and they responded with a GIF that said, "Let us cook." And then someone responded, obviously, on cue, "Where's cash?" And they responded with the same GIF, "Let us cook." Now, at this point in the night, everyone was so sick and tired that they thought the Animgraph 2 update was an April Fool's joke and that they were going to release cash within the hour. They didn't, of course. But one has to think it's coming fucking soon, right? And Data Miner Aqua is missing, found another string of text, or should I say lack thereof, in which they removed all of the game lines and codes surrounding old operations within the game. Which could mean they're, you know, cleaning the table before setting it, which sounds good to me. Now, this is a pretty complete set of signals that we've seen, and I'm telling you, we're going to get this fucking huge update. I sound crazy right now. I'm going crazy a little bit. But objectively, there is some infrastructure being laid, and we're just going to have to wait and see. And as always, we'll cover the rest of the market implications more in depth on DE News China tomorrow in regards to Chinese activity, because they are growing impatient, as are we. And we'll cover the entire market broadly on Sunday for normal DE news. Tonight will be the last realistic chance in which we get an update this week, right? They're usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays on, you know, a normal week. And if it doesn't drop tonight, we're probably looking at next week. Although we are getting close to that Valve vacation, so who the fuck knows? So let's wait and see. As always, we'll have the little waiting room going on Twitch. Hang out, chill, kick it, talk skins. Maybe we'll have to do an emergency inventory review. I don't know. We'll just be clicking F5 for a couple hours. So, peace.